If your goal is to build muscle while staying lean, but you've been going to the gym for a while and you're just not seeing the results you expected, then this is the video for you. Be sure to watch this video all the way through, because by the end of it, you'll have my exact method to build size and strength while staying as lean as possible. I suffered with this exact same problem in the first year of my training. One of the main things I was getting wrong is I was training with the same weight, the same reps, the same amount of sets, and the same exercises every single week. And I wondered why I wasn't seeing any real progression. I wasn't getting any bigger, I was getting a little bit stronger, but I definitely was not putting on any size. And this is the mistake I see so many guys make when they start going to the gym. They think they have the perfect plan and they just stick to it like it's a religion. They do the same reps, the same weight, and the same amount of sets every single week. There's no progress. And that was my problem. I'd stop when it started to burn. I would add more sets instead of adding more intensity, and I would just go through the motions of the exercise rather than actually training with intent and focusing on the muscle I was trying to build. The key here is growth comes from progression and pushing more towards failure, not just having the perfect routine. The good news is you don't need to overhaul your whole training plan to implement these key changes. You just need to train with intent and intensity. So here's my exact method that helped me build the most size and strength over the years. So number one, training intensity. This means training close to failure, not complete failure, but close. The sweet spot is training within 1 to 2 reps of failure. This basically means that you should get to the end of your set and feel like you could have done another 2 reps before your form broke down. The most common thing I see is people getting to the end of their sets and be like, oh, well, I'm done now, I hit 10 reps, could have done another 10, but I'm gonna stop there because I'm doing 10 reps for this set. No, that's not how you should train. If you get to 10 reps, then you need to up the weight if you felt like you could have done another 10. So we want to be training as close to failure as possible, but not complete failure, as this is just gonna lead to a lot of fatigue and you're not gonna be able to perform the rest of the sets with the same form. And now number 2, we've got track your progress. This is going to help us progressively overload, because there's not a chance in hell that you remember every single weight, every single exercise, the amount of reps, the amount of sets, every single week. It's just not possible, unless you're doing the most common thing that people do. They do the same amount of reps, the same sets, the same weight they do every single week. Each week we want to focus on getting that 1% better. So this looks like adding either a little bit of weight, adding an extra rep, slowing down the tempo. These are all things that we can progress week by week. But the only way we can track this is if we make a note of it. So some ways you can do this is just write it down on your phone or write it down on a piece of paper or a notebook. I used to carry around a journal with me when I first started going to the gym, and I'd write down the weight, the reps, the sets for each exercise, and that way when I come back to my session next week, I can look back through it and see exactly what I did and how I could progress that. This way I was getting better each week, not just doing the same stuff, hoping that I was just gonna magically get bigger. And number 3, we got training with intent, or mind-muscle connection. We want to be focusing on the muscle that we're training, not just going through the motions. This means controlling the eccentric, feeling the contraction, and actually trying to focus on the muscle you're intending to train. Because believe it or not, you actually don't need to go extremely heavy to build muscle. I even sometimes choose a slightly lighter weight than what I would normally do if I was just swinging through the reps, and really control the movement, squeezing at the top, lowering down, controlling the eccentric, and really trying to feel the muscle I'm intending to train, rather than just going through the motions, swinging the weight, and then just upping the weight next week because more equals better. Sometimes slowing it down and controlling it and trying to make the exercise slightly harder will have a better benefit. So as a final note, intensity isn't about coming to the gym, screaming and throwing around heavy weight. It's about discipline, choosing to stay in the discomfort when your mind's telling you to quit and give up when it gets just that little bit hard. Because that last little bit, when it starts to get hard, that's where the growth happens. And if you skip that, you're skipping the growth part every single time. So just think, when it starts to get hard, that's when growth is actually starting to happen. If this video helped and you want to see more, then go watch my last video where I broke down my exact 3-step system to lose fat, build muscle so you can regain confidence. Also, comment what you're going to change in your next session to help improve building muscle. And if you're ready to take your training to the next level, then I invite you to book a call with me using the link below, where we can build you a free game plan to not only lose fat, build muscle and rebuild that confidence in the way that you look without doing any extreme diets, removing all your carbs and doing endless cardio. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.